here with my friend Fred the Flamingo, and we're going to learn today about an amazing miracle that Jesus did on the sea. Take a big smell. Can you not smell the sea? It's going to be amazing. Stay watching.
Today's story talks about how Jesus walked on water and how Peter was the only one who had the courage to get out of the boat and walk to Jesus. Today's Summer by the Sea is C for courage. Peter had courage to get out of the boat when Jesus called him, and when Peter started to sink, Jesus helped him. Matthew 14 verse 27 says, "Don't be afraid, take courage, I'm here." Just like Peter, there might be times when we feel so afraid, but we know that Jesus is here with us to help us, and we can step out in faith, just like Peter did. And that's the word on the beach.
Hey everyone, in today's lesson we're talking about the story when the disciples were on a boat in some trouble. They had been hanging out with Jesus while he taught huge crowds of people. Jesus told the disciples to get in their boat and head back across the lake, and he'd meet up with them later. Well, as the disciples were crossing the lake, a big, huge storm came blowing through with huge waves. The disciples were terrified. They were so scared. And all of a sudden, they looked out and saw Jesus walking on the water toward them. The disciples were so confused and thought for sure they were seeing a ghost. Then Jesus spoke to them and said, "Don't be afraid, take courage, it's me." Peter wasn't convinced, so he said to Jesus, "If it's really you, then make it so that I can walk on the water too, Jesus." Jesus told Peter to get out of the boat, and guess what? Peter walked on water. But when Peter realized what he was doing, he got scared and started to sink. So what Jesus said to Peter is the whole point of the story. Don't be afraid, take courage. When Peter trusted in Jesus and kept his eyes on him, he could walk on water. And when Peter got scared and took his eyes off Jesus, he began to sink. And it's the same for us, boys and girls. When we trust Jesus and keep our eyes on him, we don't have to be afraid of anything.
All right, today's game, we are going to see how fast, it's a relay, we can get water with a spoon from one bucket all the way across the beach into another bucket. And we're going to have 1 minute to see how full we can get our buckets and how much we end up spilling on the sand. And the non-winner will have to spin the wheel of misfortune. So let's give it a try. I got the least amount of water in my cup in that last challenge. I think all of my water, I was going too quickly, it just all fell on the sand. Pastor Cheryl, Pastor Tish, and Jubilee had a lot more than me. So I have to spin the wheel of misfortune to find out my consequence. So let's give it a spin. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh no! Will you bury me? Does that mean being buried in the sand? Oh no, I'm gonna get so sandy. Stay tuned for Friday to see me just get covered in sand. Bye!
Join us next week for Summer by the Sea.